Well, good midday to all of you wonderfully powerful people in the Lord. Those of you who have gone through danger seen and unseen. Those of you who have trusted God when sometimes it appears that He is nowhere to be found. Those who have believed in Him when you had nothing to hold on to. I'm talking to you today. Today is the day that God, through His Word, is going to show you just how powerfully impactful and present He actually is. And can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? Even in your darkest days, God will shine His power in the midst of everything that's going on in your life. Nancy, Ann, Carolyn, Sharon, Wendy, good midday to you, one and all. So I'm just, how do I want to say it? Rhonda, how are you? Valerie, tell Dad we said hello. Um, this may be a very transparent day. I'm going to see how well you handle my transparency. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Minister Faye, how are you? Um, Linda, Chaplain Hearns, I ain't forgot about you. Um, good, good, good. Glad your dad is listening. He's a blessing to me to know that whatever condition you find yourself in, you learn to be content and to give God glory and praise in the midst of it. Jemison, Denise, Iris, bless your sweet potato souls. Glad that you're here. Glad that you're here. And so, with that being said, we are honored to be able to have this minuscule moment to share with you. Cora, how are you? Barbara, I see you. I see you. And so we're glad that each and every one of you are here with us. Let me see how much time. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. You noticed it's kind of gloomy. It's kind of dreary. Thank you, Janice, for letting us know all is well. Um, it's not one of those days when you feel energetic. It's one of those days when you kind of go, I really don't want to do much of anything. Thanks for sharing, Jemison. Need all of you to share. Stephanie, bless your heart. These days, and I've already started. I'll say hello to everybody when I. These days remind us of those moments when God is doing His best work in the worst of times, unbeknownst to you, unaware by you. I hope I'm talking to somebody today. You know, Minister Rhonda, you know when you are at the precipice of a tremendous breakthrough by the level of resistance that moves to try to get you off course and to keep your mind off of the Lord. Carolyn, how are you? Okay. I think for the most part, we struggle, but we need to know. Ooh, life brings with you. I'm listening to the thunder and the rain showers are coming down at an unbelievable level and magnitude. Linda Brown, bless your heart. You look at Minister Sarah, the darkness because Timothy, bless your heart. You look at the darkness. You can't really see the lightning that well during the day. Sister Rains, bless your heart. I pray your grandson gave you my message. You know, we love you much. So, Sister Thomas, bless your heart. And in the midst of this, we hear the thunder, which is an indicator as to how close the lightning actually is, Deborah. And so you feel lethargic. As many of you have said, all you want to do is go to sleep, because in times like this, sleep seems to be the panacea or the best thing that you could do at this particular time. Lavonda, LMA, dear, thank y'all for being here. And what we have to know, and what we have to recognize, is what God is doing in your life is not controlled by your environment or your circumstance or your situation. Yeah, that's right. Go Browns. I'm trying to tell y'all something. I'm trying to tell y'all. If there's anybody who knows how to walk by faith and not by sight, it's a Cleveland Browns fan. Because if there's anybody who has been through the dirge of disappointment, but can I tell you something? Your most disappointing days will develop character that will allow you to persevere through anything. Teach, 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 teach. I need us to get this. Isaiah 55:11 says it quite clearly. So will my word by which goes forth out of my mouth. It will not return to me empty, without accomplishing what I desire and without succeeding in the manner for which I have sent it. Now listen to what I'm saying. I ain't paying y'all no attention. I don't care nothing about y'all Steelers and Dallas or nobody else. Rhonda Fletcher, bless your heart for me. I want you to get this. I want you to get this, because everybody will struggle with themselves in the midst of what God has said. Can I, Serena, how are you, dear? Good. Are you holding it down in Aliquippa? Listen to what I'm saying. I got something I'm going to share with you, because even I have to deal with. See, the thing that people don't understand is that even being a pastor, a preacher, whatever the case may be, you only see the results of the perseverance, but you don't see the mess and the issues and the trials and the pushback that has to be dealt with before the pulpit is experienced. Woo. I'm about to. Yes, I am. And so what we need to know is that when you are on the edge of a major breakthrough, that's when the pushback is its worst. But it does not change what God says. Remember what I told you? God may be silent, but he's not still. Minister Marcia. And I got something else that I'm going to share with you. Okay. When you feel furthest from him is when he's as close as he'll ever be to you. Lord, listen to what, when you feel that he's furthest from, when you feel that you're furthest from him, that's when he's closer than he'll ever be to you. Because then you find out, when I'm weak is when I'm strong, because it's no longer your strength. It's no longer your aptitude. It's no longer your intelligence. It is the fact that at that very moment when it appears that what God says he will perform may not even come to pass is when God is closest to you. Because guess what? I hope y'all ready for this. I hope you're ready for this. I don't need to feel God. I need to know God. He says it quite clearly in this text. Am I hoping anybody? Am I helping anybody? Am I challenging anybody? Pee Wee, bless your heart for being here. Lisa, good to have you. I'm saying this because even myself, out of all of the things that are going on, I have to persevere. I have to press. I have to be determined. I have to know what God's word says, even in the midst of moments when I don't see yet manifestation. Yet manifestation. Yet manifestation. As I say all the time, delay is not denial. And so here's what you got to know this. Just because you don't feel him doesn't mean he's not present. I've grown, and I every now and then, Dean, every now and then you want to feel him. But then you got to remember, God is a God who cannot lie. If he says that what he says has come out of his mouth, it will not return empty. It will accomplish his desire and it will succeed. I wish I had three people that understand clearly that you will succeed. You will overcome. You will be more, Tiffany, than a conqueror through him that loved you. But you've got to go what I call those dry seasons. You got to go through those times. And I'm getting ready to get back to this book. I couldn't find it. I'm writing this book on what do you do when God is silent. I'm getting ready. I have been convicted that I got to get back and do what I need to do with that book, which means I'm going to take a little time off to do whatever needs to be done because I've had so many moments in my life where I personally did not hear God while I was going through my trauma. But just because I didn't hear him doesn't mean he wasn't working, doesn't mean he wasn't present, doesn't mean he wasn't operating, doesn't mean that he was not bringing to pass in my life what he said he will do. I wish I had three people on here and three people later. You need that book? I'm getting ready. I can't find it. I got it in one of my computers. I'm getting ready to go. I don't know where it is. I don't know if it's on a junk drive where I got to find it. Because here's the problem with many of us. We expect God to speak, but God don't need to speak when he's already spoken. Y'all miss that. Y'all miss that. Y'all miss that. Y'all miss that. God does not need to repeat himself once he has already. Okay, y'all don't. Okay. How much time I got? I got 2 minutes. Let me ask you a question. If you look in the Genesis account, you see quite clearly what God said. I spoke. I spoke. But he didn't repeat himself. When he spoke it once, that was the end of the conversation, Sandra. That was the end of the conversation. Y'all didn't hear what I said. He spoke once. He does not repeat himself. Why does God need to repeat when what he says shall not, it will accomplish that which he says? So here's what you've got to get, my sisters and my brothers and my sisters, ladies and gentlemen. Here's what you've got to get. You need to learn how to go through your dry season as if you are in an overflow. You need to know how to bless him. As Pastor Maiden said, you got to learn how to go through what you're going through with your hands lifted. Y'all not. y'all not ready. Y'all not ready for me today. Y'all, because everybody will have bad days. Everybody will have moments when you want God to speak to you. You remember Job. Job's frustration came in. Hey, Kathy, Job's frustration came in when God did not respond to him. But God don't need to respond, because once he has already declared a thing, it'll already come to pass. And it is not predicated upon you. It's always predicated, excuse me, on the fact that God is faithful. I'm really trying to move on to the next lesson, but I'm trying to I'm trying to get, maybe I'm just talking to myself, maybe I'm speaking to myself, maybe I'm encouraging myself. I don't know whether I'm doing this or not, but the thing that you have to understand is that it will come to pass. But what do you do between uh, proclamation and manifestation? That's the powerful point. That's the powerful thing that you got to understand. Okay. God says my word can't return empty, because ain't nothing empty in me. Anytime God speaks, something's got to happen. Anytime God speaks, manifestation must take place. Anytime God speaks, there must be an evidence that takes place. And what we've got, do I need to keep teaching, Carolyn? You gotta get this. And I don't know who this is for, or maybe it ain't for none of y'all. Maybe it's just for me. Because when you're in the valley, sometimes you got to learn how to encourage yourself in the Lord. Carolyn, that's what you got to learn how to do. Carolyn, you got to learn how to do that. And the problem is, we want to depend on too many other people to help us through when God is already our help. I got to go. I got to go. I got to go. Listen, I'm 2 minutes over. I shouldn't have went that long. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to add a little more to it. I'm going to see if we can't. Then I got to get to the next thing. Because what you have to understand is that no matter how dark the day, ever flown on the airplane? Yeah, I'm taking too many minutes. Ever flown on the airplane? Did you notice that maybe below the clouds is dark, but when you get above the clouds, the sun is shining? But have you ever noticed what it took to get to where the sunshine is? When you go through the clouds of darkness, there's turbulence. But when you get past the turbulence, that's when you see the sunshine. Listen, I got to go. I love y'all with the love of Jesus. And that's right. Don't forget, see you at 6:30. 6:30 tonight. And we're looking so forward to seeing you then. You have, but you scared Trinette, hush. You have a blessed day. Trinette, what am I going to do with you? You have a blessed day in the Lord. May God bless you. May he get your mama, Serena. Get your mama. May God bless you. May he keep you. See you at 6:30 is our prayer.